A very good afternoon, class. So, we have started with our third chapter of SP, that is issue of shares, and we'll be continuing with that. And today we'll be finishing off methods of issue of shares by the company. So, up till now, class, we have saw that the company issues three types of methods to issue shares and to raise funds for the working of the company, either to expand or to diversify or to repay its debt or to introduce a new product line. So all these reasons are there for which a company always requires capital and more funds. So we have finished A, public offer, B, existing equity shareholders, and yesterday we finished and we saw how the company can issue the shares to the existing employees of the company. Today we'll be completing the fourth and the final method of issue of shares undertaken by the company. The name of the topic is private placements. Now, private placements is divided into two parts, rights issue and preferential allotment. So let us see one by one. So what is the meaning of issue of shares through private placements? As the word private is there, class, so that means it is not for everybody, it is not public, it is not for everyone. So when a company offers its shares, debentures, bonds, etc., also you can say securities. So when I say the word securities, it means all the shares, the debentures, the bonds which is offered by the company to a selected group of people not exceeding 200. So if the company is issuing the shares, debentures, bonds to a crowd of, to a lot of less than 200 people, that particular placement or that particular procedure is called as the private placement. So the meaning itself is very clear. It is not for everyone. Now this is done in two ways as we saw behind. One was the rights issue and the other one was preferential allotment. So the board of directors identify or select the specific group of the people. So now this is in the hands of the board of directors. They select which kind of group of people they need to offer the shares, debentures or bonds. For example, it can be any mutual funds group or say institutional investors, etc. So it is up to them to decide which particular lot or how the group has to be made while issuing the securities. In order to issue private placements, the offer letter with the application has to be submitted by them. So as we have seen what is the meaning of offer letter in the previous video, so you can refer to that. In that everything is mentioned, the number of shares which are offered, the period for which it is offered, at what price it is being offered. So everything in detail is being included in the offer letter. So the board of directors has to issue the offer letter with the application. Now, the shares, debentures, or bonds which are offered in private placements can be fully or partly paid up. So, there is no need to pay the full amount on the spot. It can be either fully or partly paid up. And the consideration for the same should be either given by check or a demand draft and not in cash. So, the consideration, the payment of these particular paid up shares cannot be made in cash. So, they can either be made by check or by making a demand draft through the bank. Now, as we saw, when the private placements are done, the particular shareholders, those who are buying, the particular employees or the particular officers who are buying the shares, they have no right to renounce. So what was right to renounce, class? We studied yesterday in the lecture. Right to renounce is nothing but the right to transfer the share or the right to sell the shares or the right to give up the shares. You will not get this right. That means if you're buying, you are held responsible. You cannot transfer, you cannot sell, you cannot give up your shares to anybody else. Now, all this requires approval and permission from the shareholders, which can be taken through special resolution. So, followed class, the topic is quite simple. Now, types of private placements, as we saw, The first one is the rights issue. So remember class, this we have already discussed previously in the second method. If you remember, issue of shares to the existing shareholders. So the rights issue is only given to the existing equity shareholders. In that rights issue, what was it? We'll just take a small quick brush up. So rights issue is the number of shares which are issued to the existing equity shareholders. They are given the first option to buy the new shares of the company if they are interested, depending upon the number of shares held by them. Also, we had Mr. Boss Baby who had explained us very nicely about the right issue and the bonus issue with examples. So in order to go through or understand, you can just refer to textbook page 44 or to the videos, I think part 4 or 5, in which I have covered that topic. Okay. By the way, today Boss Baby won't be able to join because he's busy in a meeting right now. He has got a very important meeting today. So that is why he won't be able to join us. And today's topic is really very simple. If you listen to it carefully, you will understand it. So next we'll be covering the second part, that is preferential allotment. The word itself has the meaning preferential. That means giving preference, giving priority. So let us see what is the meaning of preferential allotment. When a company issues its securities, that is equity shares or securities which can be converted into equity shares in future, to a selective group of people on preferential basis, it is called as preferential allotment. So as we saw, private placement is only done for a specific group of individuals. It is not done for everybody. And the ones who are given the preference, the priority first, that particular method is called as the preferential allotment. Now, who can be these preferences? None other than the first, the shareholders. Before that, the promoters who came up with the idea of starting the company, the existing shareholders, those who are there, the employees of the company as we saw, and venture capitalists. Now class, this is a very new but very common term which can be seen in our day-to-day business environment. So a small note, a small slide I have prepared on venture capitalists. Now who are the venture capitalists? Venture capitalists और कोई नहीं, ऐसी institutions होती हैं who give capital to the companies having high growth potential in future. मतलब आज के तारीख में भले ही वो कंपनी छोटी है, लेकिन 5 या 10 साल बाद that company has a very bright future. So today the venture capitalist will help these companies, give capital to this company. इनके equity shares खरीद के यहाँ पे invest करेगी, because equity shares एक ऐसा capital है जो आपको फट से redeem नहीं हो सकता. We saw you will only get back the capital during the winding up of the company. Correct? So long term capital होता है equity shares में invest करना. So venture capitalists are those firms who or institutions who give capital to the companies which are having high growth potential in future. Hence they buy the equity shares of these companies. Now कौन है ये छोटी छोटी कंपनियां जिसमें ये वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट इन्वेस्ट करते हैं? You must have heard the names like Flipkart, Ola, Naukri.com, Car Dekho, Just Dial. They are all the startup companies which are funded by the VCs, that is venture capitalists. So they support these startup companies because in the future they'll be having high growth potential. So understood, all these comes under the preferential, priority bracket में इनको preference दी जाती है. So what is the difference between private placement and preferential allotment? This particular page is given in your textbook class. You can go through this. I'll explain you all in short. The securities are offered to a selective group of persons, not more than 200. Now here there are no specific numbers. Your selected securities which can be converted into equity shares is offered to a selected group of persons on preferential, first preference बोलते हैं ना, preference basis पे दिया जाता है. The shares offered through private placements can be fully paid up or partly paid up. The shares offered are fully paid up. तो यहाँ पे during preferential allotment, the shares should be fully paid up. The private placement offer letter is issued when shares are offered. Here, no such document is issued. So there is no need to issue offer letters because your shares are already paid up. यहाँ पे भले if they are paid up or they are partly paid up, you will get the offer letter. So that is the difference between private placement and preferential allotment. Now, buyback of shares or securities, this topic we have already covered last year. So we'll just go through the small part which is given here. Buyback means when a company purchases its own shares or other specified securities at a higher price than its market price. Buying back means taking back. So basically, for example, consider you had purchased the shares of my company at 100 rupees. But now I am asking you all to return me my shares and I am buying it from you all at a price higher, say at 120 rupees. So basically when you purchased it for 100 rupees. But जब मैं तुम लोग से वापस खरीद रही हूँ मेरे shares, तो I am buying at a price which is higher than the market value. So you are earning, you are getting profit, but I am taking my shares back. Now the company can buy back from the existing shareholders on a proportionate basis, open market, or existing employees who were issued. Yesterday we saw employee stock option scheme or sweat equity shares. The company can buy back its shares only when it has sufficient balance. ये हमने 3 accounts देखे थे ना, free reserves, securities premium account or proceeds of issue of any other shares. The companies go for buyback of shares for various reasons, such as return surplus cash to its shareholders, safeguard the company against unwelcome takeover bids, etc. So in order to keep themselves safe, जो extra shares उन्होंने issue किए थे, maybe those shares the company can take back. जैसे ESOS हो गया, sweat equity हो गया, या other तरीकों से whatever extra shares were issued, the company can ask for it back. So that is called as buyback of shares. So followed, it means a company purchasing its own shares or other specified securities at a price higher than the market price. So all right class, with this the methods of issue of shares are over, and with this half of our lesson is also done. So we saw basically what is the meaning of share capital, what are the different types of share capital, how it is divided. Then we saw what is issue of shares, and now we completed the methods of issue of shares. So class, there are 3 distinguish which is given in your textbook, and this is relevant as we have finished all the 3 topics. So we'll just have a look at the distinguish between in a quick this thing. So the first distinguish is between IPO and FPO, that is initial public offer and further public offer. So the first point is always meaning. So what is initial public offer? It refers to the offer of securities by an unlisted public company to the public for the first time, because the name itself tells you it is initial. Initial means first. Further public offer means an offer of securities by a listed public company to the public to raise subsequent capital. IPO करने के बाद फिर से अगर कंपनी पब्लिक को शेयर्स इशू करती है, so it is called as further public offer. Type of issuer company. IPO is done by unlisted public company. FPO is done by a listed public company. तो जब तक IPO नहीं होता, company remains unlisted. जैसे IPO हो गया, the company becomes a listed company. When issued, IPO is usually issued by an existing company which wants to raise capital from the public for the first time. And what is FPO? It is usually issued by a listed public company when it wants to raise further capital from the public. Order of issue. IPO precedes FPO, मतलब सबसे पहले IPO होता है, उसके बाद FPO आता है. So IPO is the first time sale of shares to the public. FPO, it is always done after IPO. So it is the second or subsequent sale of shares to the public. Listing. Company has to get itself listed for the first time before issuing IPO. The company making an FPO is already a listed company. Risk. It is very risky for the investor as he cannot predict the company's performance. It is less risky for the investor as he has an idea of the company's past performance and can judge the future performance as well. So this was IPO versus FPO. Coming to the second one. Now IPO can be done or FPO can be done by these two methods. Remember class, fixed price issue method and book building method. So meaning, under this method, the issue price of the shares is mentioned in the prospectus and investors have to buy the shares at that price only. The price already fixed hota hai. There is no bargaining. But in book building, you remember price band hota hai. You get the floor price, you get the cap price, you have cut-off price, bidding method hota hai na. The issue price is determined by a bidding process. The investors are given a price band and are asked to bid at a price within the band. This way, company arrives at a price at which it will sell its shares. Price of the shares. The exact price of the shares you know in advance and it is mentioned in the prospectus. Here you are not aware of the price in advance. Remember, red herring prospectus issue kiya jata hai. That is incomplete prospectus is issued. So you don't have the knowledge what will be the price of the share. You know only which is the minimum price and which is the maximum price at which the company is willing to sell the shares. Prospectus. The company has to issue a prospectus and it contains the details of prices at which shares are offered and the total number of shares offered by the company. मतलब यहाँ पे आपको पता होता है the number of shares issued, the price at which they are issued and the quantity of shares. कितने shares मिलने वाले हैं. The company issues a red herring prospectus. It only contains the price band and the total size of the issue. Determination of demand. Company comes to know the public demand for its shares only after closure of the issue. The company can know the public demand for its share every day because bidding is done every day for a specific period. The bids are registered in the book every day till the closure of the issue. Payment of application money. The application money or entire money has to be paid by the investor at the time of submitting the application for the shares. Only application money has to be paid at the time of bidding. Money will be collected only after the issue price has been fixed. तो यहाँ पे आपकी money और application money दोनों देनी चाहिए because you know what is the price, how many shares you will be getting, everything is fixed. यहाँ पे खाली आप फॉर्म एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म का 10 रुपए 200 रुपए 300 रुपए भरोगे. Once the issue price is declared, after that the company will start collecting the money. When used, it can be used for any types of issue like public issue, rights issue, ESOS, etc. It is usually used in public issues like IPO and FPO. So followed class revision हो गया, fixed price issue and book building method. Okay. Coming to the last, distinguish rights shares and bonus shares. So this is one of the very easiest distinguish. Meaning, in the rights shares, shares are offered to the existing equity shareholders. That is, company offers the shareholders the first option to buy the shares of the company. Bonus shares, they are issued to the existing shareholders free of cost. कोई पैसे नहीं देने होते आपको. Payment. Subscribers have to pay for the rights shares. Company only gives them a right to buy these shares. Bonus shares are issued free of cost to the shareholders. You don't have to make any payment. Partly or fully paid up shares. Shareholders have to pay for these shares as application money, allotment, call money, etc. Remember, calls installments में भरना पड़ता है, उसको calls बोलते हैं. Till the full money on shares is paid up. Bonus shares are fully paid up shares, so no money has to be paid by the shareholders to the company. Minimum subscription. The company has to obtain a minimum subscription. Remember class, I told you all for rights issue 90% of the issue should be there. Subscription है minimum 90% का subscription होना चाहिए. If the company fails to get that, it has to refund the entire application money received. तब आप rights issue नहीं कर सकते. There is no minimum subscription to collect bonus shares as they are issued free of cost by the company. Right to renounce. Renounce means give away the right that I don't want to somebody else. The shareholders can renounce his shares in place of rights issue. अगर उनको नहीं चाहिए, he can give away his right to other investors or other persons. Whereas in bonus shares, the shareholders cannot renounce his bonus shares. The last one, purpose of issue. Rights issue is done by a company when it wants to raise fresh funds but wants to give a chance to their existing members to increase their shareholding. कंपनी को तो फंड्स चाहिए बट साथ ही साथ जो एग्जिस्टिंग शेयर होल्डर्स है उनके शेयर होल्डिंग बढ़ाने हैं. सो द कंपनी वांट्स टू गिव दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू देयर एग्जिस्टिंग शेयर होल्डर्स. Bonus shares when company has accumulated जमा कर चुकी है huge profits or reserves and the company wants to reward देना चाहती है, bonus देना चाहती है to its existing equity shareholders, so the company that time issues the bonus shares. Okay, so with this class we have finished with half of the chapter, that is issue of shares, and I hope with this 3 distinguishes the previously done topics are also revised. So we stop here for today class. Keep studying, keep revising and stay safe. We'll continue the lesson next week. So thank you so much for listening to me.